Fat Rabbit. Cyberpunk 2077 4K benchmarking on a Ryzen 5700X and a 9070XT. I'm going to be doing both the in-game benchmarking tool, and then after I'm done with that, I'll run around the city for a little bit, a couple minutes, just so you get an idea about how it's like in reality versus the in-game benchmarking tool. So video 3840 by 2160. I'll be doing performance and then I'll be doing quality. The difference between performance and going to balance is like 10 to 15 frames, and then it's another 10 to 15 frames between balance and quality. So I'll just give you, just to save some time so I don't have to go through all three. This is with ray tracing reflections on medium, and we're on high, as you can see down here. So let's get this going. These benchmarks are basically for a few types of people. Number one, say you're looking for a 9070XT and you're thinking about upgrading, and if it's worth it, and you already have a 5700X like I was, and you can't find 4K videos like I couldn't, this is for you. It's also for other people who may be on older Ryzen CPUs and you're wondering if 5700X is right for you because you're debating maybe AM5, and yeah, it's a viable CPU, especially at 4K, and it's for people who may be looking at used AM4 parts on the market and wondering if it's still viable. Because I get tired of hearing people saying AM4 is dead. It's not dead. Like, you have no upgrade pass. Well, technically, it depends where you start from. If you say you find a deal with like a Ryzen 1600, a B350 motherboard, and 16 gigabytes of RAM, like, there's an upgrade path for you. You can buy a 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 CPU. You know what I mean? You can upgrade your RAM. So I get it's not AM5 and there's CPUs yet to be released. Like, it's not the same, but there is upgrading depending on where you're at. So 125 frames per second is pretty good. AM5 is good. It's new, but AM4 is still relevant. Like, do you even have a 120 hertz monitor, 4K monitor? If you have a 60 hertz 4K monitor, are you going to be complaining about 125 frames per second? Like, think about it. So, as you can see down here, 9070XT, this is a basic Swift model. It's pretty good, in my opinion. As you can see in the overlay up there, temperature is 51 degrees. But yeah, 5700X. And now we'll do it without ray tracing. And we'll run the benchmark. There you go. But yeah. For me, the big thing about the Ryzen 5700X, what bothers me, is that when people preach about needing an X3D chip, even the 5700X3D, the 5800X3D, even the 7800X3D and the 9800X3D, basically are near par or on par with the 5700X at 4K on this game, on this very game. You know, there's a handful of games to where at 4K the 5700X is near par with modern, like the newest CPUs. The X3D CPUs people keep hyping up. Like, if you play at 1080p, of course it will slaughter the 5700X. That 4K, it's a different story. It becomes more GPU bound. The CPU, while it matters, is not as important as the GPU at 4K. So if you don't have ray tracing on, what are we getting? Nearly almost 200 frames per second, 197. So unless you got a 240 hertz monitor, 4K monitor, like how is that still not relevant? I don't understand. Oh, but you're playing using frame gen FSR, like yeah, cool. That's what it's there for. Like we'll do ray tracing quality, so I'm expecting maybe a 20, 30 frames second difference. Jumping to quality from performance, it would be like 10 to 15 to if I just want the balance. But yeah, I'm not against DLSS. I'm not against FSR. I mean, they look good to me. Like if you're looking for like FSR, like artifacts and all that, DLSS artifacts, you're looking for them. Like in game, when you're on a like in a dynamic scene and things are moving around, I do not notice them at all. Like like if it was a static scene and nothing's moving and you're just there studying that specific scene, okay, maybe maybe it would bother you, but when you're playing a game, like I don't really notice those kinds of things. Like, did you notice that water you just passed over? That well, we just passed over. Did you notice that? Like, if you go back and pause on that water, and you'll see the reflections in there, and then when I run this again without ray tracing, that will kind of be like the difference between ray tracing on and off. Like, there's some other stuff, but like, yeah, like that's when I notice it the most. So 90 frames per second, and I'll do that without, and then we'll go into the city for a few minutes, and then we'll call it the day. But I really want to do these benchmarks because I'm about to upgrade my CPU. I'm going to a 5950X. I got a good deal on it. Yeah. Once I sell this 5700X, that CPU upgrade will cost me about $100 US. So it's worth it to me from a productivity standpoint. Just playing at 4K, this CPU would be fine, but it's more than just about gaming. Um, See, so even I still have an upgrade path. So when when people say don't buy M4, there's no upgrade path. Oh yeah, there is. Like, where you coming from? What do you have? Like for me to upgrade to AM5 by in this region, I think I had already said it. It's like nearly $1,000 if I wanted a really quality motherboard, say a 7800X3D and DDR5 memory. And then at 4K, it would be similar to my 5700X. I'd just be giving $1,000 away, like 166 frames per second. Like that's just like it's very relevant, people. Like let's go there. Actually, let's do one more. I'll do native just to do it. Like you're gonna do it native. I need to go mortgage my kidney. Like I need a 5090. Like come on. But yeah. When looking at those benchmarks, they pretty much look similar to me. I think this is with ray tracing on. Like I wouldn't want to play at that 40 frames per second. I've done it. You know where I came from growing up. Like I've covered most of the consoles, and like my perception of what is playable is completely different to maybe some of the younger cats out there who grew up with modern gaming. See, this is running worse, but I don't think it looks any better. Like to me, quality looked fine, performance looked fine, and now native is running worse and kind of looking the same. Does it still have that same like little dip right here? Well, it's kind of hard to dip when it's already not running the best. So what are we getting? 50 frames per second. Ooh, that's with ray tracing on. Let's turn it off and run it. I should run at least twice that, right? 90, 100. And then we'll go in game and just run around real quick. And I definitely want to do a couple more games before my new CPU gets there, so people can get a better judgment. Other games I might be playing, like I'll do Red Dead Redemption 2. I'll do Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I don't know what other games that I might do. Clear Obscure maybe. I think I played Q, but I don't know if I had this GPU yet. I might have still played Flare on an RTX. That was a great game, but I think I still played that on the 4070 I had. 4070 Super. I had a 4070 Super, and I switched to a 9070XT just to have more VRAM. Like, and I came across the 4070 Super for cheap the day that Jensen Wong said, what do you say? 4070 is equal to a 5090 or whatever. That day, some guy put a very cheap 4070 on eBay. I bought it, and when I sold that, I sold it more than what I bought it for. Because immediately, like a couple weeks after that, they went up in price by a couple $100. Yeah. So we got 100 frames for that. Ray tracing just kills, bro. Even on the RTX, I've had a RTX I've had the 2060. So let's go into town now. I've had the 2060. I've had the 3070. And I've had a 4070 Super. And the game that I've played the most with ray tracing on is Minecraft. Everything else, I normally turn it off because it doesn't really visually doesn't really look that much better to me. Like, I don't know. Like, I haven't played every single ray tracing game out there, but for me, the only really good game that ray tracing has made a difference has been Minecraft. I'm in town, don't know where I'm at. I haven't really played this game. I bought it at release, and I installed it, and it didn't play very well. Even like it was buggy, and then parts of the game say I would go kill some gangsters or something in a back alley somewhere, and cops spawn on me. So we're in town, we're like, this is a denser area, we're getting in the 120s. This area opens up. I'll go here, and then I'll change it without ray tracing, and then I'll change the settings. So that jumped us all up to 130, almost 136 was the high. So let's go to graphics. Let's turn the ray tracing off. And what do I immediately jump up to? Like 200 frames per second. This is 4K. Like, drinking and driving is like looking at a frame per second counter and trying to drive it. Hey, what are y'all doing? You should reload better. But what am I getting down here? I'm getting police. Drops down into the 130s, 130s, 140s. So like that's way more than playable. So while I'm down here, 170, 180, let's change it to quality ray tracing. So that in the benchmarking, I was getting around 90 frames per second. So down here, 92. There's still 80, high 80s to 90s. Pretty much what I was getting in the in-game benchmark tool. But what was it over here? I know over here the highest was 136 at performance. So about 97 at the highest. Now without ray tracing, this will be about 160-ish, like 170. Like really, 4K. Oh, but you're using frame gen and you're using FSR or Boo. That's what these technologies are there for. I would be having fun. Like I have the GPU now to where I should play this game. And they fixed the bugs and everything like that. So I should probably actually play this game. Let's go to native and do those real quick. It's gonna run horrible. Is ray tracing on? See, I can't even tell the difference. Is ray tracing even on? I don't think it's on. See, it wasn't on. But without it, down here I was getting 100 frames per second. Okay? Now this is with ray tracing. Did I? No. I'm having issues. Yeah, that's what ray tracing on. There we go. There's the same kind of numbers I was getting with the in-game tool. So, does it look any better? It looks slightly different, but FSR4 looks, I don't know. With frame gen, it looks fine. Like, it almost feels, I wouldn't want to play that, to be quite honest with you. Not when I have the options to play it at a higher frame rate and it still look good. Like, these technologies just are here to stay. Like, I don't know what to tell people. Like, it just comes down to your experience. Like, I prefer performance ray tracing. So let's do that without ray tracing, and that's playable. Say you had a 60 hertz monitor, that's more than playable. Like, you're using frame gen, okay. It's got to be restarted, so I don't want to do that. But I'll go to where I'm going. That's what I'll play it at. And there you go. That is 5700X with a 9070XT. And then I'll do a few more games before my new CPU gets here for those who may want to know. I'm not going to do too many games. Anyways, later.